Okay, class, today we're going to be moving on to Chapter 9, and in Chapter 9 we are going to look at three-dimensional shapes. Now we're going to still be talking about area, and area is two-dimensional, it's flat. So what we're actually going to be doing is talking about the surface area, the area on the outside surfaces of our box, or our prism as we're going to call it. Now, surface area, if you imagine, would be like me taking wrapping paper and wanting to wrap this box here. But I'm not going to wrap it and have any extra paper. I want to cut pieces that exactly fit so that I'm not wasting any paper. Now, in 6th grade, you probably took your box and you looked at something like this. This is called the net, or the two-dimensional version of your prism. And you found each area of those 6 rectangles, and you added them all together, and that was great. Today I'm actually going to show you that there's a little bit quicker of a way. And so we're going to learn a formula that's a little bit quicker and more efficient. Now, the first thing that we're going to notice when we're looking at our surface area is that the top and the bottom in a prism are identical, and we call those the base. So really, we could just find the area of the base, and we could multiply that by 2. So we use a capital B for base area. So this capital B means area of the base shape. So that means I'd actually take this rectangle here, the red one, and I would find its area by doing length times width. And then I would plug it into my formula and multiply it by 2, because there's one on the top and one on the bottom. Now, where it gets really fun is our lateral area. Our lateral area is that big blue rectangle in the middle. There's something I want you to envision. Envision wrapping this back up. If I were to take the 2 red bases and fold them up, and then wrap the blue around them, this edge here would match up with this edge here, the 2 purple sides. Obviously, these edges match up and are the same length because they're touching. Then we would see that this edge right here would actually match up with that edge there. And then finally, this edge over here would match up with this edge here. Now, why do I bring that up? Because if I was thinking about my lateral area, and I noticed that it really is just one big rectangle, I would have the length times the width to find the area. Now, this length here is the same as the purple plus the green plus the blue plus the pink, which you may notice is the perimeter of our base shape. So instead of using length times width, we're going to use a capital P, and that P represents the perimeter of the base shape. So we've got our perimeter of our base. And then you'll notice over here that this is not labeled width, but it's labeled height. So if we just add these 2 parts together, the 2 bases and the lateral area, we get our total surface area. So that's the formula that we're going to be using. Let's take a look at an example. Okay, so the first thing that we always want to do is identify our base. And so we'll notice it's colored in red for us. The base is where we have a matching shape on the top and the bottom. I personally also like to color the bottom shape in. I think that that's important, that they're both colored in, so we can see we have 2 identical shapes on the top and on the bottom. So we'll start with our formula. Our formula is surface area equals 2 times the area of the base, and I'm actually going to put that in red because we have our bases colored in red, plus our lateral area, which is that blue section. And we find that blue section by doing the perimeter of the base times the height of our prism. So let's start off with our base. So we have surface area equals 2 times, my base shape is a rectangle, so the length is 3 and the width is 5. So 3 times 5. Then I'm going to look at my lateral area, which is the blue part in the middle there, and the perimeter of the base has to be the first thing that I find. So 3 plus 5 plus 3 plus 5. Don't forget, you have to add all 4 sides. And then the height of the prism is this distance here, 6. Okay, so now we're ready to just follow order of operations and to do all of our arithmetic. So I'm going to start inside my parentheses. So I have 2 times 15 plus, when I add all these up, 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 5 plus 3 is another 8, so 16 times 6. So 2 times 15 is 30. 16 times 6 is 96. So I have a total surface area of 126, and we're still talking area, so square units. We're going to do one more example together because this next one is a triangular prism. And a triangular prism is exactly the same, except the base shape is a triangle. So notice we have that red triangle on the top and the bottom. And we have the net over here for you to look at so you can just visualize it laid out. We're going to use our same formula that we just talked about. Surface area equals 2 times the area of the base, which is red, plus the perimeter of the base times the height of the prism. And the height of the prism is this distance right here. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to start with our base shape. Now this time our base shape is a triangle. So I need to think how I find the area of a triangle. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base of the triangle times height of the triangle. And remember back when we learned about triangles, we focused on that right angle. So that tells me my base and my height are 3 and 4. So I would have 1/2 times 3 times 4. And 3 times 4 is 12, and half of 12 gives us 6. So that means that this red triangle has an area of 6 square meters. So 6 is what I'm going to plug in to my formula. Now, next, I'm going to focus on that perimeter, the perimeter of my triangle. So I need 3 plus 4 plus 5. So 3 plus 4 plus 5. So 9 plus 3 is 12. So I'm going to plug that in for my perimeter in my formula. And then finally, I'm going to multiply that by my height, which is 6. So now I just need to put all the pieces together. Don't forget to follow order of operations. So surface area equals 2 times 6 is 12. 12 times 6 is 72. And 12 plus 72 is 84 square meters.